Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. And since we have a new banner, I would like to review it and give you my opinion on it. And well, I have to say I have very mixed feelings about this banner and what it means for future anniversary banners. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Maybe I was too naive and reality is brutal, but it is what it is. It basically means that limited edition weapons will not be added to any other draws other than limit break draws. So it means that all those anniversary banner weapons, they are just as exclusive as the crossover weapons, because we will not be able to request them in the weapon parts quest and wishlist them in any other banners, the normal banners, nowhere other than limit break draws. And I assume limit break draws, it means anniversary banners. So next time we should be able to pull and most likely wishlist those weapons will be 1 year anniversary, so in 6 months. But yeah, that just means those anniversary banners, they're just as limited as crossover, but just slightly less. And with Rebirth, I didn't have a problem with that because we got Zang and Tifa, so one weapon, one character, and it was perfectly fine. But here, that's 2 characters only on one banner. Then we'll get second banner in 2 weeks. That will be another 2 characters, so Zack and Sephiroth, because it was already teased in the wallpapers. And then we'll get a second event with a new banner, so most likely another 2 characters, then 4th banner with another 2 characters, and maybe even a 5th banner in this anniversary. And that means at least 8 characters with completely exclusive weapons. And I think this is insanely predatory, and it makes the FF9 anniversary, the crossover, it makes it look like a joke. Because I'm just baffled, because I was hoping that, yes, costumes are basically always exclusive, because after the banner ends we have no way to obtain those costumes until they will make a banner rerun or something. But I was hoping that we'll be able to get those weapons in future wish lists. So for now they are just in those banners, but in the future in those normal banners we'll be able to wishlist them and slowly work towards upgrading them. But no, they are just as exclusive, and I think that means those banners, though most of those characters, they will be completely unobtainable for majority of the player base, because no one has that many crystals to pull even for the costumes, and pulling for the costumes is not very efficient in my opinion. That's, yes, you can do that, but basically what you're pulling on is for just cosmetics, nothing else. Because Obi-Wan weapon, yes, those weapons, they're amazing, those abilities, everything on them, the costumes, everything is great. It's more than great, outstanding, but the exclusivity, it makes it unobtainable for most people. But yeah, I also love those animations, the theme with the live stream and everything, they are so good. But yeah, it is what it is. Basically, Cloud gets a Ice Arcanum and Glenn gets a Water Arcanum, but they come with completely new ability and with 900 physical damage, elemental damage, and that's insane. But yeah, since those weapons are exclusive, you get what you pull and then you're stuck with it. So ideally, if you want to, it's always what I recommend, if you want to pull on exclusive banners, you want to at least OB6 it. Not Obi-Wan, Obi-2, nothing like that. I have personally Obi-Wan, Zidane and Kuja, and I can tell they are holding me back a lot. That's why you want to OB6 it, because you get a big physical attack increase in your stats, but also that big command ability damage. Here it's 740% physical elemental damage, and that's almost as much as the OB10 Murasame, which has 750, and this one is just 10% less on OB6. That's insane amount of damage on OB6. Because yeah, so OB10 it does 900, but OB6 it's where most of those weapons start to shine. But yeah, that's why I have very mixed feelings, but both costumes are Arcanum, so they come with the elemental ability damage 35%. So ice for Cloud and water for Glenn, but also I love those costumes. Cloud is actually all of them that we know of, that's Cloud, Sephiroth, Zack, and Glenn. All of those costumes are the first costumes I really like and I would like to put on the characters to wear. Other than that, I always put on default skin because I don't like any of the banner costumes so far, but those, they look so good with that white and black and that green livestream theme. They did amazing. But yeah, the weapons itself at OB10, which, well, it's only for big spenders, whales and krakens. But that's just, well, one weapon. They are amazing. 583 physical attack, 900% physical elemental damage, 30%, which is standard for the elemental potency. Both of the weapons, they also have the same sigils, materias with that circle sigil boost. And the new thing that they have is this boost physical attack all allies are ability. And that is quite surprising, but also it's a completely new mechanic. And it's separate from Cloud's or Glenn's own physical attack. So if you choose this weapon, then you have to make up for their own physical attack with other sub-weapons. So this all allies, yes, it provides this boost for all allies, so your entire team, but it's a completely separate thing. But yes, you can get up to 28%, but you'd have to get at least 2 of those weapons, those banner weapons with boost physical attack all allies, which is, well, expensive. But yeah, it's additional boost, almost 30%, which sounds great, but I don't think it's overpowered because, yes, it's very expensive, but also you need to make up with other weapons for the character's own physical attack, so you would need about 3 weapons at high OB to get their own physical attack or ability to max. But they are great. Also, one thing I really like is the changes the improvements they did to the stamp sheets. Yes, the first page, it's standard, no changes here. I would love to get at least something in between and not halfway through to get anything like some sort of pay system. But on second page we get 2 guaranteed copies of the banner weapon, then a costume. If it was just one costume, then most likely I think you would get a guaranteed copy of the weapon. But on page 3 you also get 2 more guaranteed copies. But keep in mind, you can choose one of them. That's not 2. You can choose only one, and you have 2 characters, so you have to choose which one you would like to invest into. And basically you should be guaranteed to get OB6 with 3 pages, which is an amazing improvement for everyone who would like to pull. But 3 pages, it's also very expensive on your crystals, because 3 pages should cost you around, if you are lucky, maybe 60,000-70,000 crystals. If not, it should be about 90,000 crystals just for 3 pages. And that is insane amount of crystals that most people don't have because they just pulled on Tifa or on other banners. So to get about 100,000 crystals, you need to save up for a long time. I didn't pull on any banner for over 2 months, and I have 133,000 crystals, which is a lot, but just as I said, 3 pages, they can cost you up to 100,000 crystals. So it seems like a lot, but it's really not. So unless you are lucky, it won't even guarantee you a OB10 weapon. And this is where my problem is, because that's just one banner and we'll get so many more. It's just, I'm just baffled how it is. But yeah, the banner is amazing. But as I said, in 2 weeks we'll get a second banner with Sephiroth and Zack, and then next month, sorry, at the end of the month, we'll get a new event with new banner. So it's up to you if you want to pull. This banner, it will be until April 7th. So you have exactly a month to think about it if you want to pull. We also get a lot more crystals during this month and even next month during this entire anniversary. So it's up to you. It's an amazing banner, but if you want to use it for Cloud or Glenn, I'm also most happy that Glenn got this banner because it's an amazing weapon and Glenn deserves so much more. And until now he was very neglected as some other characters like Barrett, but now it feels like Glenn's time has finally come, and it's great because I think Glenn is a great character with a lot of potential, and I like to see him getting more popular. But yeah, it's a great banner, but what I suggest is on all of those exclusive banners, if you want to pull for the costume because it looks great, cool, do that. But if you want to invest into this weapon, you need to get as close to OB6 as possible. That's when those weapons start getting more useful. But yeah, that's just my take on it. I personally am very tempted to pull on Cloud because I use Cloud mainly, that he's my main character and I will never switch him out. So I could secure that Ice Arcanum costume and maybe work on a weapon in the future. I'm really tempted to do that. But also it means that both Glenn and Cloud got an exclusive costume with the Elemental Arcanum. It means that Cloud will never get the Ice Arcanum costume again, most likely. Because so far as we know, if a character got one element, they will never get it again. Some other character will get it, and they can only get other elements. So it basically means we have limited Ice Arcanum and Water Arcanum for those two characters, and if you ever want to use them, or if you really like to use them, it could be actually worth to pull for the costume just to secure it, because those costumes, they might come back in a year or maybe even never. We don't know that, so I'm really tempted to just go and secure that costume, because 35% damage to ice, even on Ice Blow, the Blizzara Blow, it still could be worth it, and I really like this outfit, how it looks like. So yeah, I'm really torn, but yeah, it's just my opinion. So if you pull on a banner, good luck. But as I said, I recommend waiting at least 2 weeks to see what the other banner is, in case you have limited amount of crystals. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.